What up?
What's up? What's up?
2024, y'all.
Woo!
We're old now.
We are old. I feel like we haven't recorded in like ages.
We haven't. That's because we haven't.
Oh, okay.
Eat that microphone, dude. All right.
I'm right here. Sup? Oh shit, that was really loud.
No, it wasn't. I promise.
I felt like it was loud.
No, you're not.
We don't know what we're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. Kind of
Hey.
what she's doing.
So I just heard your story of New Year's Eve.
Great times. Great times.
Listen, people. People have dogs.
Nobody cares. I mean, except for dog people.
The shooting off of the fireworks with the dogs.
Yeah.
Those poor babies.
I know.
It was
little
awful.
Doggies were shaking.
I mean, I'm sure don't they always shake though?
No. There's the youngest one is like terrified of thunderstorms and loud.
And then we just had that really bad.
Yeah, when she was a puppy, she was locked in they kept her in a garage with her like puppy mate. So I think loud sounds that were echoing, it just freaks her out. The other one doesn't get freaked out, but yeah, storms. If I'm cooking in the kitchen and there's like sizzling sound that's real loud, like it sounds like water or anything like that, boiling water, just loud sounds just freak her out. Fireworks definitely.
Yeah, the cats even. I mean, we had an extraordinarily loud New Year's, and the cats even were like, that sucks.
Yeah.
They were like hopping on the bed like, mm-mm.
Like, I get it out in the country. I get it when it's a city display. I don't get these people that do it in their neighborhoods and risk burning people's houses down or killing themselves by something blowing up in their hand. Like, I don't get it.
Sir, you've had a lot to drink. Are you sure you should be?
I know. I don't know. I don't get it. I guess it's not for me to understand, but I do worry about all the little animals out there.
Yeah, they were just super loud. I mean, we had a full on, this could have been the city display. It could have been the city. Like, why didn't the cops show up?
They're probably too busy answering all the other calls about fireworks, like everywhere. Jesus.
I didn't make that call. I wasn't that neighbor. Karen. I wasn't that neighbor. Anyway, but it was good other than that.
Other than the dog incident, yes.
Yeah, okay, well we're not going to get into that. That's really sad.
Tried to save a doggy.
We tried to save a dog. She got bit. She's mauled.
But
it was doggy. Okay.
Yes.
Not by
the
her
owners
doggy.
got reunited with the dog. That's all I care
Everything's
about.
okay. Dog's okay. Ashley will be okay.
My hand might fall off and be all right. I'll be a pirate. I'll have a hook.
It's a big thing. She's got it all wrapped up. It's the whole thing.
It's all good. Anyways, yeah, it was good. Like I said, I watched the ball drop, ordered DoorDash, was in bed asleep at 12:01 a.m.
And we're being visited by Louie tonight.
Oh, hey, Louie.
I know.
It's a new year. New you.
New year. Who dis?
Socks is down here by my foot.
Oh, wow. See, everybody's hanging out. Okay. I'm just going to get started because we got a long one. You know how I do.
If you're listening and I've promised to send you something for winning something on the show, or you've messaged the page, I'm sorry. I'm a failure. I will be responding to everyone this week. Okay, go.
She's not a failure. She's just busy.
I will be reaching out to everyone that has either won something or messaged us about a story.
You're going to hear from us. Wow, we're bad. All right. Okay.
That's it. That's all my announcements. I'm done.
That's it. Okay, because that was me doing my hand rep. I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm ready to start. Okay, so tonight's little story is one that I hinted at our top 10 episode at the end of the year. So this is the story of the twin flame universe. Do you remember?
Yes, I've seen previews.
You only saw previews? Okay.
Yeah, I didn't
so I mentioned two documentaries, Escaping Twin Flames on Netflix and Desperately Seeking Soulmate, Escaping Twin Flames Universe on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
I watched both.
Okay.
Highly recommend. You might have had time, dear listener, to watch this on the holiday break, but maybe not. So that's why I'm here to talk to you. Yay. Not everybody can binge a series like I can. Thank you, Insomnia.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so let's begin with a quick overview of what the term twin flame means. Do you remember? I kind of went over it a little bit, but
isn't it like the person that's supposed to be like your soulmate or whatever. It doesn't have to be romantic.
So soulmate doesn't have to be romantic.
Oh, sorry.
Twin flame, however.
Oh, okay, I'm so sorry.
That's like yeah. So don't worry. Well, I'm going to clear that up. Okay. So, after I talk about twin flames, we're going to talk about the background of how the alleged cult called the twin flame universe began. So this is super recent history. It's still evolving. Like we're talking super recent. So things may have changed over the last few months from watching the documentaries, listening to the different podcasts, whatever. But so bear with me. Okay, so besides the two documentaries, I highly recommend the big sources for those documentaries. It's Alice Hines' article in Vanity Fair called "Everywhere I Went, They Went With Me Because They Were on My Phone. Inside the always online, all-consuming world of Twin Flames universe." And the Vice article by Sarah Berman called How Twin Flames Universe... How Twin Flame Universe's YouTubers monetized heartbreak and trauma. Damn. Great titles.
Yes. Those two magazines always do the most in-depth articles about almost any story I've ever researched.
Right. And they're both really long. Sarah Berman has a couple. Alice Hines' was sort of not a reaction to that. She got the interview after Sarah Berman's article came out, as they thought, oh, Vanity Fair, they're going to be fair. I don't know. So they gave her like this really all access. So that, so she was really the main source for one documentary, and Sarah Berman was really the main source for the other. So very like telling the same story, two very different points of view. Please read and watch both documentaries. They're great. There was also a short podcast series I listened to for free on Amazon Music. If you have it, I think if you're a Wondery app listener or Wondery listener, you can get it too. It's called Twin Flames. It's by Wondery. It's hosted by someone I just love, Stephanie Beatrice. Don't know how to say her last name, Beatrice. You might know her from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She's really funny. She's a great actor. She was quiet in Twisted Metal, super awesome. Or as the voice of Mirabelle in Encanto,
she's great.
Yeah, she's great. I got to party with her mom once. Did I tell you that?
Oh, no.
We danced our butts off. She's great. That was great. Anyway, I digress. Okay, so this comes from Wikipedia to talk about going back to what is twin flame?
Okay.
Right. What is a twin flame? So the term twin flames, and this is from Wikipedia, the term twin flames was coined by English novelist Marie Corelli in her novel A Romance of Two Worlds. Related terms such as twin rays came into use in the early 20th century through Guy and Edna Ballard, founders of I Am activity. They were followers of... a follower of the Ballards, American spiritualist Elizabeth Clare Prophet, first popularized the contemporary concept of twin flames in her 1999 book titled Soulmates and Twin Flames, The Spiritual Dimension of Love and Relationships. So in it, Prophet mixes Hindu, Buddhism, and evangelical Christian beliefs to argue that twin flames are two people with a permanent divine connection required for both to reach enlightenment or salvation. Prophet's daughter, a professor of religion at the University of Florida, has argued that earlier variations of the concept appear in the works of Charles Fourier and Emanuel Swedenborg. Sure. Not sure if that's how you pronounce that. So in other words, the term twin flame is derived from the notion that a single soul in its journey to evolution splits into two, and these two halves go on to live two distinct lives.
Okay.
All right. As they journey on their individual lives, the ultimate destiny for these two halves is to reunite, merging back into a singular soul that they once were.
Okay. I wish you guys could see the hand motions. It's
So much.
I feel like it's very important for this explanation.
I'm doing they're apart and they're back together. And apart
They're very
and back
good
together.
hand motions. I'm just saying I wish everyone could see them.
The union is not just about love and attraction, but more about spiritual growth, self-discovery, and ascension into enlightenment, right? It is believed that a twin flame shares your same energy, mirroring both your strengths and your weaknesses.
Oh.
This is not merely a person you are extremely compatible with, but with someone who is spiritually connected to you. So basically, twin flames are the same soul. Same soul, same person in different bodies. Same soul, different bodies. The idea of twin flames is often associated with spirituality and New Age beliefs, but it is not based on any scientific evidence. I have to say that. There's no scientific.
I mean, how would you scientifically prove?
I don't know, but I just feel like I have to say that. There's no scientific evidence. Okay. So this is from Alice Heinz's article at Vanity Fair. Quote, in recent years, an industry has grown up around the law of attraction and the power of manifestation. The Secret, right? Anyone remember that? The Secret? Which have been promoted by everyone from inspirational speakers like Tony Robbins to the Nexium sex cult to corporations like Amway. Borrowing from Christianity, the occult, Eastern philosophy, and up by your bootstraps capitalism, Twin Flames Universe is a business as much as a belief system. So that kind of gives a basic background, right? But all of this sounds like kind of romantic and beautiful, doesn't it? Like, oh, there's the idea that there's another half of ourselves.
I guess I'm just weird because I feel like it's just like you were being with yourself. I don't know. To me, it's weird.
100%. Yes.
To me, it'd be like being with your sister or your brother.
No.
Like,
think of you in another body.
Right. That makes it even weirder. I was trying to give the benefit of the doubt. At least it was another person. But to me, it's weird. Like, I don't know.
I don't know that I would want to date another me.
I feel like if there was another me, we would never, our anxiety would never let us talk to one another.
It wouldn't work.
We would be asleep all the time.
Be up here. The anxiety would just be off the charts. That just
another me. I don't even like dealing with one me, let alone a second me. That's why I don't have children, because I don't want a mini me.
Strengths and weaknesses. So maybe like your strength to deal with the crazy people that you deal with would come in handy when you're dealing with the weakness of your other half. I don't know. Listen, I prefer the calm, cool steadiness of the wizard. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Cool, steady, even keel. He is the better half. It's okay that he is, I don't know, like he's not me.
There's just no way I'd want to be with another version of me. It just wouldn't happen. Just exactly like I said. That's why I don't have a little
female,
a little mini me, nothing. Don't want anything. I don't want anything like me around me. I don't really want anyone around me in general, but anything like me, I really don't want.
No mini me, no half of me.
We just be butting heads all the time. I mean, like.
Oh my God.
Never be able to make a decision, nothing.
Okay. So that's the super basic overview of the idea of what twin flames are. And this is not new. Like I said, this is not new. This was not an idea created by the Twin Flames universe. They're just sort of taking it on. But it skyrocketed them. It skyrocketed the leaders, Jeff and Shaleia Divine, to be multi-millionaires in just a few short years.
See, it's stuff like this that really makes me hate that I went to college.
Fuck those guys. Okay, so let's learn about them, shall we?
Yes,
they're so peachy. Let's start with Jeff.
Ooh, it's gonna be good, guys. She's rubbing her hands, getting ready.
I know. I just hit myself in the face. Jeff Divine was born Jeff Ayan. He grew up in Lapeer, Michigan, in a Catholic family. A childhood friend of his, who's in one of the documentaries, told Vice News that in his younger years, Jeff focused on learning everything he could about Warren Buffett. He really wanted to be rich. So he really focused on how to be rich with little effort. That was like his thing. All right. In high school, he was on the swim team. He was in theater. He graduated from Western Michigan University's business school in 2010. So not a dum-dum. And then sold all of his belongings, a dum-dum, and moved to a subsistence farm in California. And then in 2012, he moved to Hawaii, changed his name on social media to Ender Ianethos.
So this is super recent.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Ender Ianethos in reference to Ender's Game. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And started the blog Ender's Adventures. He built a shack in Hilo, Hawaii, which he rented on Airbnb. And in 2012, he met Megan Plante online, and the pair started dating. In 2014, Jeff and Megan met for the first time in person and recorded their first video together. And the couple married. They met online and then they met in person 2 years later. Okay. Yeah. Then the couple married in 2016 and now have one daughter born in April of 2023.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. So Shaleia Divine, aka Megan Plante, same name. She changed her name. She was born, she was formerly Shaleia Ayan, was born and raised in Canada in a Catholic family. Before meeting Jeff, she was a photography student, a Reiki practitioner, and psychic who worked at a Thai restaurant. Shortly after beginning to date Jeff, she changed her name to Shaleia on the advice of her spiritual teacher, Altona Lampe. Okay.
Okay.
She's trying not to laugh while I'm saying
sorry,
all these.
guys. I know it's super serious. I'm trying.
We're not being super serious. I mean,
No, I feel like if you're
serious.
If you feel for someone who was your twin flame, I feel like this is a pretty serious story.
But I did this.
I know, which makes it even more serious. I feel like that makes it super serious.
I'm just like, whoa, this gets good. Okay, so this comes from Alice Hines at Vanity Fair. Long before COVID-19 turned global communications into a giant video chat, Twin Flames Universe was spreading its gospel and building its own world on Facebook, Google Hangouts, and Zoom. Today, followers order meal plans through Jeff and Shaleia's startup, Divine Dish, attend Sunday service at their Church of Union, and resolve trauma in mind alignment process sessions. Its coaches help recruit new clients via Facebook ads and community outreach. Are you taking pictures of me?
No, I'm looking up Divine Dish.
Oh, okay. No, it's a lot of carbs. It's not healthy. It's just like...
No, I just have to see it.
Okay. You hear about it in the documentaries. Okay. So both documentaries highlighted folks with sort of similar stories, okay? They were either dumped or they had some unrequited love that they just knew in their heart of hearts belonged with them. They couldn't get them out of their minds. The post breakup period or whatever, they were where some of us are like on rebounds, or we just work on ourselves to get through the pain. That wasn't working. These folks couldn't get their exes out of their minds, and they saw no other person as being their match. So they'd go online and search some keywords like, I can't get this person out of my mind. I really feel like this is the person for me. About relationships and how this person could be their person. And then the twin flame idea would pop up. Seriously, if you just put in twin flame, lots of other psychology, new age, spiritualist websites pop up, not just Twin Flame Universe. There's lots that pop up.
I have to say the food does actually look really good on Divine Dish.
Does it? Does it? Don't give them money.
I'm not, but it just looks good.
And right there would be Jeff and Shaleia Divine with their Twin Flames Universe School. Now, you can access a lot of their teachings on YouTube and their website for free, but to really get into it, to like work on yourself and be in a community of like-minded people, you have to pay. For example, you can get cheap things like books on Kindle for $9.99. Then you can get sermons on Life Purpose Class, which is all of Jeff and Shaleia's best work on Life Purpose Class, distilled into one powerful product for just $555. That's it. Or if you want, you can get their Dreams Coming True e-course where you can learn how to build the life of your dreams with your twin flame and have it all. And that is just $777 or 3 installments of $333, which equals $999. So you pay more if you're poor and need to pay in installments.
I mean, that's typically how it works.
Fuck those guys. But if you really want to get into it, learn about how to win your twin flame back or just to you, you have to go to the Twin Flame Ascension School. And this is where you heal separation permanently and achieve harmonious union with your twin flame. Now, this school starts at $3,333 or pay $600 more to pay in 12 installments of $333. But subscriptions to the full run of this therapeutic reality show and all of its offshoots, it costs $4,444. Then, of course, if you want to become a coach yourself, that would require more classes and you would have to pay more money. One ex-member said she probably paid around $10,000. Your eyes got so big. I looked at her and go, Greek.
Like these people, I don't know.
I know. Don't victim shame.
I'm not.
She paid around $10,000 to Twin Flames Universe in her time there. Did she end up with her twin flame, you ask? Nope. Did she end up in jail? Yep.
Wow. I wasn't victim shaming for the record. I was trying to imagine someone who had just an extra 10 grand.
Well,
like,
you
I
have
don't
to
even
pay
have
in
an
installments.
extra 500.
Right, you have to pay in installments. She had a really good job too, though. She also had a really good job, but a lot of people pay in installments. They get you.
Yeah,
they get you. If you're poor, open up a credit card. They had one 18-year-old try to do that. Just open up a PayPal credit card. Oh no, you're declined. Well, never mind. Seriously, they do that. Okay, so she ended up in jail. Let me explain why. Let's meet Katie. Hi, Katie. So this is from Vanity Fair again. Quote, a statuesque blonde with a throaty laugh, Katie had moved to the Bay Area, California, after earning 2 undergraduate science degrees. For years, she spent her days in a university DNA lab and her evenings listening to techno records. On the weekends, she did yoga, went to clubs, festivals, or raves. Katie met her ex at Burning Man. Katie is not her real name. It's a generic name. He was the rare man taller than her. Their outfits matched, and they later found out they shared many of the same references, interests, and beliefs. They went on to spend nearly 2 years together. Then she got into a car accident, followed by medical leave, disability, surgeries, and pain. They broke up. After her 3rd spine operation, she was struggling to walk normally. She briefly left the Bay Area. Then a flare-up of pain from her spinal cord sent her back. She lived out of her storage unit and car. A new apartment proved evasive, as did old friends. The energy healer Katie saw couldn't tell her what was wrong. Neither could any of the dozen doctors or therapists. According to testimonials in the Facebook group, Twin Flames Universe yielded perks beyond romance. Students shared stories of miraculous transformations. Some made money, found new careers, healed their depression. They did it without visiting Jeff and Shaleia in person. These were miracles that could be accessed from the comfort of your computer chair, or in Katie's case, a coffee shop. To see results, Katie needed to commit. Some followers went to great ends. They moved cities and countries to be near the twin flames that Jeff and Shaleia affirmed for them. Others spent years waiting to magnetically attract exes. One of Katie's spiritual blocks was associating love with pain. As a child, Katie claimed she was force-fed psychiatric medication. When she processed the memory, she said she started to feel better about it. After a few sessions, the pain of the memory started to lighten, and she felt less triggered. She felt soothed, placated. By this time, Katie had already stopped taking her anxiety medication. Another trauma was Katie's breakup with her ex in the spring of 2017, while she was recovering from her third final spinal surgery. The ex initiated it. Katie still wanted to be together. This account of their breakup comes from court documents. Katie remembers it, but what happened later with her ex, after Katie had joined Twin Flames universe, is cloudier for her, she says. For instance, Katie claims she doesn't fully remember the moment when she found out her ex had filed a restraining order against her. She doesn't remember the details of being served either, she says. After a year of trying to block her on every form of communication, I finally decided that a restraining order is necessary, Katie's ex wrote in an email to her family. She has been served but refused to read it and has not acknowledged its efficacy, nor that it is a consequence of her actions. Katie was delusional, the ex said, and living in her own version of reality. He speculated that Katie had joined a cult. When her family called, Katie shut down and withdrew. In her mind, Jeff and Shaleia weren't cult leaders. They were YouTubers who happened to have access to awesome spiritual knowledge that they were cool enough to share. Katie knew they were making money off of people like her, but what was wrong with that? Shaleia warned Katie about this type of criticism. A suspicion about cults indicated someone had a personal upset about them. Shaleia said in a Facebook comment, "I am not giving up on my twin flame work." Katie wrote her family an email in June of 2018. Katie showed up at her ex's place and sat outside. "You are mine, just as I am yours."
Oh my God.
Right? Okay.
I wish someone would say that.
She wrote him in an email. He forwarded it to her family. Around this time, you want someone to say that to you? Fuck that shit.
Just kidding.
Around this time, Katie got kicked out of her new apartment, and her plan was to drive first to a festival in Angels Camp, California, to introduce the party people to Twin Flames. Katie barely even needed GPS, she told her Facebook friends. God tells me where to get gas.
So she was like, her back was okay at this point?
I don't know.
Okay. I was just wondering.
That summer, Katie cut off contact with her family. She asked for several $1,000s from us, recalled one relative. They couldn't afford it, and she rejected an offer to come home. The year after she joined Twin Flames Universe, Katie turned 30. She decided to go dancing by herself at one of her favorite bars. She says she went to leave and spotted her ex outside. They exchanged a few words. She went back inside, and then the cops showed up. The ex gave his version in court 12 days later. We happened to run into each other at a nightclub, and I left because I was very uncomfortable with the idea of her being there, and she followed me out of the nightclub and tried to initiate contact there, which is why I called the police. I didn't want to have to do that. Katie was charged with stalking and violating a restraining order. She didn't have bail money. She spent 18 days in jail, where she observed her cellmates had trauma just like hers and tried to coach them. After her family bailed her out, paying $25,000 out of their retirement savings, she says someone at Twin Flames suggested she'd been sent on a mission from God.
They had to pay $25,000 bail? I would have just let her stay there. I mean, it's 18 days.
She was there for 18 days.
That's what I'm
before
saying.
they even, yeah.
And that's also surprising because you don't really hear about people stalking actually going to
jail, right?
Or people who break restraining orders.
Well, she had a lot. Like, they were like, dude, they were like, come on. And he goes, look her up. And he had been, there's so much documentation.
Yeah.
Every text message, email, he sent it to the police. They had a litany of
I mean, I'm glad they
communication.
did. I'm just saying I'm surprised because
Had he not,
Yeah.
had he not put that much information in there, who knows what they would have done.
Yeah.
But they would look to her up and they're like, oh yeah, this lady's out of control.
Yeah.
Because every single communication he sent to the police.
Yeah.
Without question.
Yeah.
Everything. Good for him. It's smart.
Yeah.
But it took that.
Yeah.
It took that. Okay.
They bailed her out $25,000.
Mission from God.
Yeah.
Mission from God. And in class 2 months later, Jeff congratulated Katie for having faith in the process and God and herself. Quote, "It gives me enormous trust in you when before I had none," he said. Ugh. She spent her time in jail doing the mirror exercise, which is Jeff and Shaleia's number one tool. Now, all of this sounds like stalking, right? It is, because it is. This sounds like someone who is being told to ignore boundaries, right?
Yeah.
Right? Well, let Jeff and Shaleia explain this process a bit. I'm not gonna do it for them. They're gonna do it for them.
Okay, great.
It is. This is a video called "The Runner Chaser Dynamic."
I'm so sorry.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Shaleia.
And we're authors of the book Twin Flames, Finding Your Ultimate Lover, and the e-course Twin Flames, Dreams Coming True. And today we're going to be talking about the Twin Flames runner and chaser dynamic. Now, so many people have experienced their twin flames running or are running from their union. And we wanted to really give this topic justice to help you. Because we know it's so painful to have someone that you love running away from you. I experienced this in my false twin flame union, but with Shaleia, I worked through that so that Shaleia couldn't possibly run away from me. So we're going to show you through the mirror exercise, which we show you in our book and our course, how you can heal this dynamic once and for all.
Yes, in a nutshell, if you're experiencing the runner and chaser dynamic, it's because somewhere inside of yourself, you're running away from yourself.
Whoa,
Very
pause.
profound.
Somewhere inside yourself, you're running away from yourself? How can I run away from me? I'm right here.
Oh yes, you tell me. Because you're only ever
Cringe.
having an
know,
inner
this whole thing is
experience.
cringe.
There is no out there. That's the illusion, that's the lie. Everything is a direct result of what it is that you're thinking and feeling and experiencing inside of yourself. So we'll take you through the mirror exercise, which explains to you just how to move through this. You don't necessarily need to go into the Y's and O's and E's. Buddha said, if there's a thorn in your side, just pull it out. Don't look at it, don't talk about it, don't wonder how it got there. Just pull the thorn out and move forward.
So if you need additional help with this, we've got the links below to our e-course and to our book, so you can go far more in depth than we could possibly take you in a single YouTube video. So the first step of the mirror exercise is to state the problem that you're having, state your upset.
But didn't they
And
just
the
say
upset
don't
is,
do
I'm
that?
upset
No,
with
this is their
my
tool.
twin flame
It's the
because they're running from me. Write that down. Just one sentence. Pull out a piece of paper, a Word document. If you need to pause the video, do it. I'm upset with my twin flame because they're running from me.
You want to keep this step as clear and succinct as possible. You don't want to have like a paragraph. Really, only 1 to 3 sentences are ever very appropriate for this step. And make sure that you're really getting to the core, not don't get off into like, oh, he called me names or she called me names, whatever. Just keep it very clear and very straightforward. Go straight to the core, okay?
And one issue at a time. We're just dealing with the running.
Exactly.
We're not dealing with the bad names or any other thing. Just the running for
He's
right
a
now.
mansplainer.
Do that.
So
I'm making
in
my
the
notes.
second step, you're going to turn all the nouns in the first step into pronouns. So
And then point them to yourself.
that's what that is.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
So
He was
what
right.
you're going to do is
Correct.
you're going to write, I'm upset with myself because I'm running away from myself. And that leads you directly, and you may find like, oh my gosh, is that true? Well, this leads us into the third step. Is this true? And this is where I take my most time when I do the mirror exercise, and I still do the mirror exercise today. So does Jeff. This is a critical tool in our tool belt that we use to maintain a harmonious union. Is to really go within and ask yourself, is there any truth to this? The fact is that there has to be truth to it if you are experiencing it in your physical reality. If you weren't running away from anything inside of yourself, then how could you possibly experience that in your external world, in the external activities?
Okay.
I cannot. I mean, first of all, that's so cringy, and it sounds so scripted, and like it's just going in circles.
What?
I wish I could hear someone in person tell me these things. Like, I wish I could have attended and just watched this university in person. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so you're hearing it straight.
I'm hearing it.
You're hearing it straight from their mouths now. So it's not me. And honestly, this might be a personal trigger because I work for a domestic violence and sexual assault agency. It's possible, but damn, this is not healthy. Because if somebody is hurting you and you're upset that somebody is hurting you, but then you're like, I'm hurting myself. I'm upset that Ashley is beating me. No. I'm upset that I'm beating myself. Think about that.
Yeah.
Nothing is the other person's fault. Everything is your fault. That's huge. But also, the runner chaser, the fuck?
I know. I just can't get over that. The fact that they literally call it that.
They have multiple videos of like, what does the runner really feel? 8 things. Like,
when I was looking
damn.
on YouTube to try to find the video, there are so many people agreeing with them and like talking about it and resharing the runner chaser method. I'm just like, oh my God.
I mean, this is not healthy
At all.
Not just that, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's absolutely dangerous. Like, someone may get scared, truly scared. So Katie's boyfriend did all the right things. Or ex-boyfriend did all the right things. Talked to her family, reported it to the police. What if the roles were reversed and this was a like super, machismo dude with the guns and the whatevers? Like, and you're showing up at places like you may not live.
Yeah.
You could not live. And she wasn't going to hurt the guy. We knew she wasn't going to hurt the guy, but he doesn't know that.
My takeaway from the video was he said, with my false flame, and then he did the method or whatever so that she couldn't leave.
Yeah. He had a false flame. He thought he had a flame, but then...
Yeah, but just the line, just so she couldn't leave.
Yeah, he told her, like, now I have it so she can't leave me. Like, God damn. Ugh.
I feel like he should have been arrested on that line alone, honestly.
So Katie's ex has like PTSD for real.
Yeah.
Like for real. And, somebody who's a part of Twin Flames might not be a pacifist like she was. She was a little Burning Man raver, like there may be somebody who's like just looking for an excuse to have somebody say, no, you're doing it right. Keep the stalking.
Whole, if I can't have you, no one can have you type mentality, I feel like would come into play with this.
I know. It just sounds like a license to do all of that.
Yeah.
You're mine. I claim you.
Yeah.
Ugh. Okay. And since it is Stalking Awareness Month, it is, in fact, Stalking Awareness Month, I just felt like that needed to be said. Okay. Stalking is a big deal. It's underpunished, and I'll leave it at that. We don't have a lot of time. Okay. So it's very irresponsible. Anyway, that's my soapbox. So now, what if your twin flame is married? Didn't think about that one, did you?
Are you supposed to kill their spouse?
Well, Jeff and Shaleia have advice for that too.
Oh, okay, great.
Yes. Jeff and Shaleia, take it away.
So I think that we should preface all this video by stating that we profoundly respect marriage. And we profoundly respect our marriage.
Okay.
And
this is when
we
they were
also
poor.
profoundly respect the twin flame union.
Oh my God, is he wearing?
Yes.
Oh, I thought
I
he was
grew
wearing a
up and
wife
my
beater
parents
for a
were
second. I was
married,
like, that'd be
usually
perfect.
grew
Light
up with
blue.
married parents as well.
Well-
Families were married.
Not really. Mine were half married.
Married for a time, right? Anyway, so that
She's
we're both
so insane.
grew up among the institution of marriage, and we both desire and appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, we also profoundly respect the twin flame union and see that as a much, much higher form of marriage.
Well, because that's true marriage. Because with your twin flame, you've been married in spirit, and you've been married in spirit
They are so
since
unhinged.
you were created together. You know, you're natural companions, and in many respects, it's unnatural not to be with your twin flame. So when you start feeling this discomfort, like if you're in a marriage, start feeling uncomfortable because you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you met your twin flame. Well, it's time to start thinking about what really matters. And for many of you, there are children involved, or
Yeah. good
your
point.
twin flame has children, and this children are usually involved. And I would like to simply say that if the parents are happy, the children will be happy.
That's really it.
That's the
That's
truth of
just
it. And
it,
a lot
you
of
It doesn't
times,
have to. I don't mean to cut you off. It doesn't have to look like the a certain way on the outside. The outside does not matter to children.
Yeah.
It's how their parents feel on the inside that matters above all else.
yes, children would rather come from a broken home than be in a broken home.
Right.
And when you're
right.
coming into union with your twin flame and you're bringing your children or merging two families together as one, I can guarantee it's going to be wonderful because you and your twin flame are meant to be. You're happy. You're in love. Hopefully it's a harmonious union. That's what we teach, and we have courses on that.
Mhm.
And so it's naturally going to benefit the family. Anything that you do for love, everyone wins. Win, 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 win. So I guess pretty much in a nutshell, if you're married or your twin is married and you desire to be together, I say you have to go for it. You can't live an unlived life. You can't walk on this planet knowing that your twin flame is walking on the planet too and you're not together. And I think it's also selfish to not free that non-twin flame spouse to their own twin flame union, or at least to a more harmonious partnership that would be most beneficial for them, which will naturally benefit the children if there are children involved.
So we've personally worked with many twin flames who have been in marriages or whose twin flame has been in marriages.
Yeah.
And the marriage falls apart effortlessly when it's not with your twin flame and you're choosing your ultimate lover.
Yeah.
It's not a hard, horrible divorce.
I mean,
it's
who
an
would have
easy,
thought adultery
simple
was the answer?
thing for everyone involved, and it's
Mhm.
positive for everyone involved. The dissolution of of marriage is no small thing, but if you're doing it for spirit, for higher love, then it's easy.
And it's supported, and that's why it's easy, because it's absolutely supported.
Now you don't have to worry about whether your twin flame is married or not, because
Yeah.
as you're choosing your ultimate lover, that's your partner. That's not anyone else's partner. So you don't have to share them with anyone, or you don't have to wait until they finish with their other person. You need to simply choose your ultimate lover. If you're waiting on your twin flame, it's an illusion. You're simply waiting on yourself. It's never ever about them.
Yeah.
It's not about
never
them.
About them.
It's never about them.
What if you're
So-
their twin
It's
flame?
never
Shouldn't it be
about-
about both of you?
It's never about them, Ashley.
I'm sorry. I know this is supposed to be so serious.
No, it's not.
And there were so
It's-
many victims.
It's fucking
But
ridiculous.
those two people are so unhinged. Like, oh my God.
So there you have it, folks. It's not about them. It's about you and your twin flame. That's it. Just
Yeah.
who cares if they're married? Dissolve that
Who
marriage.
cares about the kids? They'll be fine.
Yeah, dissolve that marriage because they're not really with their twin flame. It's all about you.
Yeah, I
Claim it.
especially love how they say it doesn't matter to the kids how the parents are on the
Outside, it matters what's on the inside.
Sure. Coming from people who clearly were not traumatized by childhood.
And they also did not have children when they recorded that. Now, I could leave this story right here. This is fucking enough. It would be crazy. It'd be crazy enough, right? But this is Case Files, and we haven't done a story in a while, so I got shit to say. So plus,
Please, I'm loving it.
this does get crazier. So yes, people are spending a shit ton of money. Some people are making money as coaches because,
Right.
you know, they have that. But there's so much more. So this is from Vanity Fair again. Jeff and Shaleia's ambitions have grown with her followers. Last year, they founded the Church of Union, which Jeff said seeks to unify all religion under one spiritual umbrella.
Okay.
Quote, if the second coming were happening today, where do you think it would happen? Jeff began a lengthy Facebook post. Be logical about its location. We have another place now called the internet where everybody in the world can come and be at once. He's so wise. So wise.
So profound.
Behold, we are the prophesied second coming, he continued. Shaleia was the mother Christ. Jeff was the father Christ.
Oh my God.
Their yet to be conceived daughter, Grace, meanwhile, was the princess of all creation. Together, the trio was the master Christ, eternal.
Oh, I'm not high or drunk enough for this.
The trio was the Master Christ, eternal ruler of all creation by God's loving hand.
Got it.
When I asked Jeff about this declaration, he was reflective. Everyone is a perfect divine being, he suggested. He was the Master Christ. I'm the second coming. I'm what was prophesied. And I say that with humility, but there's no other way to say it. Jesus got the same response when he was like, yo, I'm the Son of God. I'm the Messiah. Look.
Is that exactly what he's...
Yes.
Wow.
My purpose is to enlighten the world, not to be gentle in it. End quote.
All right.
So now we have the second coming of Christ up in this bee. What?
Woo.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, we went
I feel
from
like we could get some of his quotes tattooed on us.
just right there. And one of his many reasons he believes he is the second coming of Christ is that when his hair is long, he looks like the paintings of Jesus.
Very sound reasoning.
Long hair, blue eyes, beard, boom.
Can't argue with that.
Sold?
Solid.
No. So when Jeff and Shaleia, her name doesn't roll up. Jeff and Shaleia is what I want to say. Shaleia. When they decided that they were Mother and Father Christ and
They didn't decide.
Master
They were.
Christ, that meant that they could tell people who their twin flames were. Because their classes weren't working. Sugar. What? The teachings weren't birthing twin flame unions left and right, and people started to see that and to leave. So they decided to tell everyone that their twin flames had to be members of the twin flame universe. One problem with that was that they were mostly women who were in the twin flames universe. It was like 80-20, women to men, right? He's admitted to this too, 80-20. No problem. They said, let's talk about the divine feminine and divine masculine. Right.
Sure.
Right. So what's that? Here's what the website says. What are the divine feminine and divine masculine energies? Think of the twin flame connection as the yin and yang symbol, as explained in Jeff and Shaleia's book, Twin Flames, Finding Your Ultimate Lover. The divine feminine is the yin side of the union. She is meant to radiate beauty. She is tender, protected in her core. The divine masculine is the yang energy, the outer shell of the union, that protects and appreciates the divine feminine's radiant energy. All in all, it means that twin flames are two individuals connected as one consciousness, made from the same fabric, created. There is no real separation between them. The only separation they experience is an illusion, the fears of the perceived absence of love. Because of that, the divine masculine is always as spiritually aware as the divine feminine. So you are either divine masculine or divine feminine. Now that makes sense to some of y'all in the world. But in their world, as they assigned people their new twin flames as anointed by Jeff and Shaleia, some women were paired up with women. There were more women than men. And okay, so maybe some of them were not quote unquote straight. And so maybe that worked, but that wasn't always the case. This is from Vanity Fair again. Not every couple who meets in the community lasts. In March, Victoria Bonilla, a former member living in Alabama, was told by her coach that a fellow female member was her twin flame, she told me. But Victoria wasn't a lesbian, she told the coach, who replied that actually the female follower Victoria was paired with is, quote, is a man, Victoria recalled. I just started crying and felt sick to my stomach, she said. This is a quote from her, there isn't any part of me that feels good about this, Victoria messaged her coach. Then she tried to switch coaches. Church of Union officials reached out by email. To deny Jeff and Shaleia's word is to deny the word of God and to throw away your harmonious twin flame union. Victoria left the group. Her supposed twin flame was still in it. The gurus insist that members who discover a new divine gender are never pressured to change their outward appearance. Still, many of them do, starting with their names, pronouns, dress, and hair. A small number medically transition. At least 3 followers, including Gabe, are currently taking hormones. Meanwhile, at least 5 women who resisted accepting their new gender ended up leaving the group. I have been blocked by the group and everyone I knew in the group since I told them I did not accept being a divine masculine, one ex-member told me.
Good for them for leaving.
So that member that Victoria was paired up with is no longer in Twin Flames, and she's the main subject of the Twin Flames podcast by Wondery. Her name is Angie. Her story is really worth listening to as well. It just really is. She was someone so dedicated, so invested, that it was easier to go along and embrace this divine masculine thing than it was to leave the group, because like everyone and everything was there for her. Like that's it. That was her social circle. That was it. That was it. It took a lot for her to leave, but I'm glad she did for sure. The brainwashing and the coercion that is shown in video after video in these documentaries is a clear indication that this is indeed a cult. And I haven't gotten into the fact that everyone who works for them works for free, except if you're a coach. From the social media folks to the web designers, all work for free, and they expect perfection. They're mean.
From a web designer, hell no.
Like,
I'm out.
They get yelled at. You still have to pay for classes. There are no freebies. Nothing free. Their plan is to create a multitude of companies all under their church umbrella so they don't have to pay taxes. It's a good gig if you can get it, man. I'm telling you. And although family members have called authorities on the group, concerned about their loved ones who have cut them off, there's nothing authorities can do. They aren't being forced to do anything. Like I'm doing that in air quotes. But they have been conditioned using the mirror exercise that anything that happens to them, they let happen.
Yeah.
It's not Jeff and Shaleia are taking my money and abusing me. It's I'm giving my money to Jeff and Shaleia and I'm letting them abuse me.
Yeah.
Neil Glazer, who's representing clients in the Nexium civil case, has been contacted by Twin Flames, ex-members of Twin Flames Universe. He cited the cost of litigation is prohibitive. So what are you going to do? Even if it weren't, cases involving alleged cults are difficult to prosecute. In the U.S., the First Amendment protects religious freedom, and psychological coercion and consent can prove subjective. He said, quote, although most people would agree that groups exist which rob people of their agency in ways that are profoundly harmful and wrong, Translating that into laws that can be universally applied is a really difficult task. Ugh.
I feel like encouraging people to stalk others and call them yours and dissolve
And there's
marriages
so much
and other
video.
stuff should be like.
There's so much video. So in Jeff and Shalea's case, the mirror exercise may make consent even murkier. It asks you to take responsibility for your whole experience of the world, even to the point of assuming another's actions or behaviors as your own. What you do to me, I do to myself. Choices, like pronouns, are malleable. Blech. Nothing is the fault of Jeff and Shaleia. They would say they aren't forcing anyone to do anything. They deny all claims. They have kicked out and shunned or banned anyone who stands up to them. And since he is the Master Christ, you can't question him or Shaleia or their daughter Grace, who is the Princess Divine or whatever, the Divine Child. So you still wonder if this is a cult, y'all? Let's recap the signs of a cult. Number 1, absolute authoritarianism without accountability. Check. 0 tolerance for criticism or questions. Check. Lack of meaningful financial disclosure regarding the budget. Oh, that's a whole other story. No time to tell it tonight, but check. Unreasonable fears about the outside world that often involve evil conspiracies and persecutions. Check. A belief that former followers are always wrong for leaving and there is never a legitimate reason for anyone else to leave. Check. Abusive members. Yep. Verbally and emotionally. Check. Records, books, articles, or programs documenting the abuses of the leader of the group. They film and keep everything. Check. Followers feeling that they will never be good enough. Watch the documentaries. Check. A belief that the leader is right at all times. Check. And a belief that the leader is the exclusive means of knowing truth or giving validation. 100% check. So that clears that up in my mind.
Yeah.
100%. So this is also from Alice Hines again. While I was with him, Jeff looked up the synonyms for cult in an online thesaurus, which compared it to a type of religious sect or group, something people were obsessed with, or something for which there was a craze or a fad. Jeff liked what he read and explained that he and the Twin Flames universe boot campers had decided to face the issue head on, wondering, what if we just said we were a cult? Earlier that month, Jeff had dropped a flurry of videos. In one, he declared himself a cult leader and laughed like a Marvel villain. Perhaps intentionally, his own content is now a top Google result for Twin Flame cult. So that's it. Top story. So I will end it here. This was a big one. I could still keep going. There's stories worth watching and listening to. So please go out and watch or listen. It is worth it. There's so much. And just the organizational chart of the goddamn thing.
And are they still going?
Oh my God. When I say multi-millionaires, Ashley, multi-millionaires.
Yeah, like I said, I saw a bunch of people sharing their philosophies on you, like not in a sarcastic manner.
Yeah, those are members.
Yeah,
they're expected to do that. You're a member? Okay, you're expected to share our shit. That's it. Otherwise, fuck you. You're an asshole. Like they're verbally abusive. And that's my story.
Oh,
I mean, seriously, I could have kept going, but really,
I'm gonna have to watch the documentaries.
You have
now.
to. It's bonkers.
I'm on the Twin Flames University website. They join us at the Twin Flames Universe Spiritual Life Summit, June 13th through the 16th,
where you can watch a live union.
All proceeds go to the Church of Union.
Nope. No thanks.
That's a big no for me, dog.
I don't know. Someone who's like, I look like Jesus, therefore I am Jesus.
I'm looking at a picture of him with long hair right now. He does not even remotely look like any depiction of Jesus.
He's just white boy with blue eyes and long hair. They just love themselves so much. And his old friends are just like, no.
The quotes on their website are just, guys, I I suggest you. I mean, you know,
Watch the documentaries.
watch the
though.
documentary. Their
Don't give
websites
them.
are ridiculous.
Don't give them hits on their website. Watch the documentaries.
Well, I'm a website designer, so I had to look. I just had to see what perfection looked like.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Anyway, what you got? What you got for us next week?
I don't know how I can follow that.
You always say that. And then you do this
I
bang
think
up job.
I'm trying to reach out to the lady that messaged our page about,
yeah.
and she sent me her phone number.
But you're
Well,
behind.
no, she recently sent her phone number.
Oh, okay.
So I could call her and we can discuss it. So I'm going to do that. And I'm really hoping to do that story because it sounded really interesting. So
Hi, pretty.
thank you.
Look at.
I'm just kidding. She's talking to Louie.
He's just staring at me.
And he was just
Yeah.
staring at me the whole time you were talking. I think him
Yeah.
and I are twin flames. What do you
Oh
think?
no, I can see
Can you
it.
be twin flames with a cat?
I can
They didn't
see
specify no, right? In the
it. They
I'm
did
just
it.
asking.
They did it.
Anyways, I feel really bad for the people who fell for that because they were just at a bad place.
Bad place.
I mean, it's so easy to identify these gullible people and just prey on them. And it's really sad because, like, who doesn't want to find someone that loves them, you know?
Yeah, but
Unconditionally.
but it's also the like you got dumped.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I could
Like, let
easily
it
see
go.
how they could fall into that, though, right? Like, those two, fucking unhinged. Looking at them on the video, they just look so insane. Like, literally insane.
Haha, tell me.
I
Tell
know.
me. Oh, like what
It's
does that
just
even
so
mean?
cringy.
Cringy.
They look so just, I don't know. They looked crazy.
Yeah, and
They don't look like other cult leaders, I guess, in my mind.
No, because he didn't have his Jesus hair though.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. I'm sorry. He didn't have long hair yet.
He didn't have his long Jesus hair. That made him the Master Christ.
Got it. The trio was the Master Christ.
Oh, the tree. That's right. That's right. He's just Father Christ.
Right.
Father
Get it right.
Christmas.
Anyways, I don't know. If I
Anyway.
can't get the story together with her, it will probably be some other disappearance, but we'll see. I'm really trying to make that work because she sent
Yeah,
a lot of
that's
information.
awesome.
So
All right, everybody. Well, as I'm yawning, it's late. Tuesday. Dang.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you next week. Until then, don't join a cult, but do watch a documentary about a cult. We have two really good options, one on Netflix, one on Amazon.
Yeah.
Watch them.
don't stalk people. See
And don't
something.
stalk. There's boundaries. Respect boundaries. Okay. See something, say something. We'll see you next week. Bye.